I'm gonna tell you a story, say. But the first thing you have to understand, yeah, time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle, cause I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome you in the ways of you, you, always you. I know the ways of weirding you. I know the way to do in the ways of being bored, tickled in the trap. Ha ha ha. Well, that's not only be in the ways of you don't dip out on spring and truly. So those are going to be a special boss rep or a combination episode. I mentioned before, you don't dip out on Springer. You just don't do it. Especially, you don't dip out on Pacha Springer if you're a Pacha. So, I have a couple of very specific idiots with me. One, feel free to not believe me on any of this because this is beyond ridiculous. I just got to put that out there because it's beyond ridiculous. I'm not gonna try to deny that there is implicit Sendeha Tanmata doubt potential. I'm gonna tell you on this one. So except there's no doubt potential that you don't tip out on Springer. That's just how that is. You don't do it. All right, so one, believe it or not, the failure of an excuse of a Philosopher's Stone, and by failure of an excuse, I mean not in terms of what the power it held, because it's a Philosopher's Stone from Rito of Healer. And I'm pretty sure that the entire reason Redo of Healer is nothing but grimy is because of that stone in particular. Are you going to say I can't prove that? I was tempted to. I see. So apparently the Philosopher's Stone from Redo of Healer was attempted to, was about very tempted to say that I couldn't actually prove that it's the reason why that story's so grimy. Wow, okay. Alright, moving right along then. And the other one, believe it or not, is the Cosmic Forge, or the Adi Lakani, the Bane pen itself, or the dumbest feather ever, as I like to think, from Wizardry 6, which is, well, as I've said before, magic, mantra, mala isn't anything but pure intelligence by itself. So things like mantra, like enchanted items, like angels, things that are composed of, well, okay, angels are more composed of bhakti and faith and mantra mala, but my point stands. My point is stuff that is constructed basically or held together by mantra mala or magical power, things like Tarkika Kunamani or Sparsamani or Tarkika Raksa, things that are constructions of alchemy or spells. They have their own intelligence. They just kind of have to because they're made of this stuff, literally. That, however, does not actually mean they necessarily act with intelligence. Unfortunately, I have come to find out. So, my point is, that pen is so stupid. And that Philosopher's Stone is so grimy. Point of fact, I think the Philosopher's Stone might actually have become grimy because something that is not supposed to be grimy, not supposed to be attached to a Philosopher's Stone, just came along and oh. Now you definitely can't know that. Can't know what? Can't know that just basically walked up to it and ate it. If I couldn't know it before, wouldn't it make sense that I absolutely know it now that you just said that? Um, I see. We're going to circle back to the pen now. So this pen. So apparently that Philosopher's Stone is also really stupid. But this pen, like, apparently. So here's the thing. Like, as a feather pen, it's like basically a pacha. Like just by itself, it's a feather. Like it's a magic feather. So like it it travels in magic feather circles, if that even remotely makes sense. But here's where it becomes important. So apparently this dumb little feather actually literally is infamous for dipping out on Pacha Springer interviews. And I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? You don't dip out on Springer. If Springer was still around, and like a human got like invited to be on Springer, they would either accept the invitation or decline it. And if they accepted their invitation and like an actual scheduling conflict came up, they would like not just like dip out and forget about it forever, because it's freaking Springer. And they definitely wouldn't hang on to a fact that they're actually notorious for like other reasons other than dipping out on Springer, to like just keep pushing off that interview until they're in a position where they feel like they've like won as much as they feel like they've already said they've won, so they don't like look even more like a Merca than they are Merca fool than they already have. Because like, oh yeah, Pacha means feather, by the way. As someone asks, what is this word, like these words you're using? It's a fair amount of Sanskrit. A Pacha is a feather. So like Jerry Springer Pacha is effectively like Jerry Springer as a feather, as far as I understand. And like they're, as far as I know, they're actually kind of tied to Saptalukamaya or the Seven Worlds. And they're also really tied to Dual End stuff, or Angels. Anyway, I'm going to go see if I can get these two idiots sorted out. And thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe.